you guys, welcome back to the Woo Woo Room. It has been quite some time since I've been on here. I'm still in recovery from my orthopedic surgery that I had over the summer. I'm finally walking without my boot, and well, at least in the house. I'm supposed to be out of my boot this week, but we'll see how I feel about that. So we have this 11/11 portal that's happening today. We're coming up on a full moon, I think on the 15th of this month, and it's Scorpio season, honey. So I've noticed for myself, I have a Cancer rising and I have an Aries moon, and I also have a North node in my 4th house. If for all of my astrology girlies, you can obviously tell that I am very lunar. Okay, so I was telling my mom the other day that I feel myself, like I feel my energy reflecting the energy of the moon a lot. So like when the moon is waxing, and especially like a week before the full moon and the days leading up to the full moon, I feel a little anxious. I feel a little restless. I feel a little irritable. I feel a little overwhelmed, overstimulated, easily irritated, emotional. Around the full moon, I'll have a nice good cry, or like something will trigger some type of emotion for me that needs to be processed. And then the waxing moon, I'm doing like shadow work and you know, like a lot of self-healing type of things, that I pull back, and I'm very antisocial. And she was like, I don't know anybody who's that in tune with their cycles like that. But you know, if you're a woo-woo girl, you gotta be. So anyways, I hope that you guys are doing well. And for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. And for those of you who are returning, thank you. We're just going to, we're going to read this 11/11 portal. And we'll just talk a little bit about the energy. I did a reading for myself the other day, and I've kind of been feeling like, I hear people say things like, I don't trust tarot readers who don't read themselves. I read myself, and sometimes like I notice, I feel like tarot is my gift to share with other people, right? I find personally in my journey, like there's sometimes where I do read tarot for myself, but a lot of times Spirit will speak to me through my clair abilities, like my claircognizance, my clairsentience, clairvoyance, clairaudience. Those are I think I named 4. Those are the 4 clair senses and abilities that are the strongest for me. And my ancestors speak to me through, you know, different, like through social media, through things on TV, through synchronicities, through sending me different types of signs, and just like I'm very claircognizant too, and I've been able to kind of differentiate between, oh, this is one of my own thoughts, and this is, you know, Spirit talking to me. So I gave myself this reading, and I'm pulling all these cards for myself, and I got like kind of frustrated because I'm like, what the fuck does this even mean? I don't understand. And I go, because I asked, like, why do I keep seeing 11/11, 111, like everywhere? Like whenever I pause, sometimes when I pause the TV or pause music, it's 111 or 11/11. I look at the time on my phone, it's 111. There'd be 111 likes on, you know, stuff on Instagram, and you know, I just keep seeing that synchronicity everywhere. And then I was like, a few weeks ago, I was like, oh, well, the 11/11 portal's coming up. And then in January, we also have the 111 portal that's going to be coming up too. So I'm like, okay, this might be a pretty significant time for me. And so I pull these cards for myself, and I get confused, and I'm not feeling like I'm getting anything out of it. And then I get frustrated. I put my cards away, and then I start doom scrolling on Threads, and I saw something about your Lilith placement. And then I had that sense of claircognizance where I can, you know, feel like, okay, this is a confirmation, because This is the 1111 portal, right? My 11th house is in Aquarius, right? No, what am I talking about? My 11th house is in Taurus, and my Lilith is in Taurus. And the post that I saw on Threads was talking about tuning into your Lilith placement. And then as soon as I thought about my Lilith placement, I was like, my Lilith is in my 11th house. I have a Cancer rising and a Scorpio North Node in my 4th house. So this is very much like an activation of my Scorpio energy and my Lilith placement and my dark feminine energy. So I think for me personally, those are going to be some of the themes that I'm dealing with as we move through this portal. So but I'm part of the collective that I read for. So we're going to see what is in store for all of us. Get right into it. So we'll just pray real quick, and then I'm gonna hop and start pulling. Let's hop right into the reading. Okay, it's been a while. Thank you, God, Universe, Source, Creator, Eternal One. Thank you for today. Thank you for putting the fresh breath of life in my lungs, in our lungs. And thank you for this moment, this time, for exactly where, how, when, who, and why we are in this moment. We thank you for peace. We thank you for love, joy, and even for trial and tribulation, and all that we learn from all of these experiences. I give thanks for the ancestors, for we are because you were. And right now I ask that Spirit would create in me a clean heart and renew a right spirit within me. Allow the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart to be acceptable in thy sight. Clear me and cleanse me of all inhibition, fear, anxiety, confusion, doubt, a lack of trust. Clear me of any perceptions, beliefs, opinions, preconceived notions that are not unto mine and the collective's highest possible good at this time. Prepare me and my vessel to be used to do Spirit's work, to do God's work. We give thanks for the ancestors. And right now, I call forward our ancestors, our guardian angels, ascended masters, spirit guides, familiars that are working and walking with us and wish to be present for this offering. Right now, right now with power and authority given to me in this realm, I cast a fiery hedge of protection around myself and all those who fall under the sound of my voice, from north, south, east, west, and every space they're in and every space they're out. I claim in state and power and authority that no evil energy, entity, vibration, or being is permitted in or around this space at this time. And if anything attempts to approach or enter this space, it will be deflected immediately and cast back upon the sender 1,000-fold. I'm grateful for our covering and protection. Right now, I ask that Spirit would communicate to and through me clearly and concisely those messages surrounding our material abundance and sustenance, the relationships that are closest to us, our spiritual growth path and ascension, and any other messages that Spirit deems worthy to be communicated through my vessel at this time as it pertains to the 1111 portal. Spirit, we are grateful for your love, guidance, strength, support, for access to clean water, heat, food, clothing, and shelter. For all that we are afforded and given in this life, we acknowledge that and we acknowledge you. For our inheritance, as we are to inherit this earth. So glory be unto the Most High, the Creator, the universe. Glory be unto the ancestors and spirits moving on our behalf and the ethers to give us present help in every situation, facet, and experience of our lives. And glory be unto our heads, our oris. May we not only reach but express our most full, unique, holy, righteous, and powerful potential, both now and forevermore. I open this reading with protection in every direction, first and foremost, with clarity, discernment, truth, honor, righteousness, and all that is righteous and holy that I have available to give from my saucer and not my cup. I give in this moment with gratitude. I say Ashe and I say Amen. All right. Ooh. One thing I was picking up on, okay, I think Spirit kind of wants me to use my Oracle deck. I love this deck. This is one of my favorites. Saturn's on the bottom, the Saturn card. Hello, cards. It's been a while. It has been a while. Messages as it pertains to the 1111 portal. Speak to me clearly and concisely about the 1111 portal. 1111. Okay. The 10th house, authority, dignified, strength. So I think when a planet is dignified, and I'm honestly, at this point, I'm ready to accept and admit that I'm more of a tarot girly than an astrology girly. But I believe that when a planet is dignified, it's in a sign that it's comfortable in a house that it's comfortable in. And we have the North Node, future. We have Taurus on the bottom, cultivate, Taurus and Scorpio, okay? Pisces, sensitize. All right, we'll start with 5 cards. Now, I have really not been super like, oh, let me tune into the energies lately. Like, I've just been doing my thing. So we're gonna feel our way through this. All right, the 10th house. Okay, so the 10th house is ruled by Capricorn. We also have Pluto leaving Capricorn soon. And it's moving into Aquarius. So in my reading for myself the other day, I saw the Tower card, and I believe that as Pluto moves into Aquarius, it's going to bring a new brand of Tower moments. I wasn't getting, like, for some of you, it will be like, okay, this will unfold for many different people in different ways, okay? So for some of you, it will be, okay, you're not doing what you need to do, so you can either do this the easy way or the hard way, and since you picked the hard way, you're going to have to get dragged out of these situations against your will, because you've been told to leave this person, you've been told to leave this job, you've been told to change this or change that, and you're not changing it. So we're going to have to remove this. For some of you, and I feel like that's for a younger group of people, like people who are in their earlier 20s. For some of you, especially those of us navigating and moving through our Saturn return, if you have not gotten the lesson about certain things, you aren't going to be given any more like second chances with regards to that energy. You're now in the stage of, okay, you wanted to keep doing this, so here are your consequences. And then for some of you, this is going to unfold internally in during certain seasons and during certain times. So this is going to be more of like an inward tower moment with your thoughts, feelings, emotions, and beliefs. There could be something outside of you that kind of triggers that and makes you question everything that you have been thinking and feeling and believing about a certain thing. And with the word authority being here too, I feel some of us are stepping into stepping more into our own personal authority. Okay. All right, let's look at I kind of want to look at Saturn first, even though I didn't pull that, but it was on the bottom of the deck. Okay, Saturn is structure. Okay, Saturn rules that which we must build over time: bones, teeth, personal authority, maturity, borders, discipline, traditions, and organization. Saturn, like Jupiter, is a huge gas giant. With rings of ice and rock, it represents the boundary of the visible solar system and the last planet humans can see with the naked eye from Earth's surface. Saturn, the traditional ruler of Capricorn and Aquarius, takes 29 and a half years to round the zodiac and forms challenging aspects to itself approximately every 7 years. Hence the 7-year itch in a marriage, and 21 is the traditional age of official adulthood. Action. Saturn asks you to step into the next level of maturity and personal authority. I think for some of us, this is kind of hitting me too. We have gone through a lot in the past few years, and it's really time to apply those lessons and really integrate the lessons that we've learned through our challenging moments. I feel for some of us, Saturn has been aspected in our charts and there's been some challenging aspects for some of us. A lot of us, whoever watches this, if you're going through your Saturn return, or if you're having a Saturn square Saturn moment in your life, or an opposition, Saturn opposing Saturn. If that, again, I'm not really, I'm a tarot girl, but I feel like Saturn has been having some challenging aspects for those of us who are, for those of you who are going to watch this. Your Saturn has been a little bit afflicted the past few years, and it's not for, like, these are patterns that unfold for everyone. And Saturn's goal is to advance and mature us and help us to build our sense of self, or build, because I would say Aries is more about your sense of self, but I think that Saturn is more about what you build, not who you build, but what you build in life. And Saturn has been prompting us to build things more authentically and build things from a place of accountability and transparency and honesty with ourselves and others. So, if you're lying to yourself to be in a relationship or stay in a job, and you're trying to build this connection with someone and build a future with someone, or build a life, and build your sense of stability through a job that is misaligned, that you have to lie to yourself and disconnect from yourself to keep, then you're going to be triggered to move up out of that. Okay. Let's see what else. Think of Saturn as a martial arts teacher who pushes you to grow through workouts, discipline, and tests that allow you to prove what you know, both to yourself and others. And with that, I feel like, I think that there's going to be some things as we move through this 11/11 portal. There's going to be some things that come up, especially with Mercury retrograde happening. That's a time where we do a lot of reevaluating and reflecting and certain things, and people spin the block. So with Spirit kind of leading me to talk about Saturn, this is our opportunity to show the universe and to prove to ourselves, I can trust myself to do the right thing. I can trust myself now to, really integrate these lessons and move like I've learned something from the challenges that I faced in life. Um, because I think that I'm getting the sense that if and when we do that, we'll be rewarded for that. Okay. Um, so we'll see as we navigate through this 1111 portal, um, some tests. We will be tested. And it's kind of like, do you want to stay in the same place that you were, or do you want to move forward? And with the 10th house being here, I feel like this is going to be for a lot of us with regards to work. It's going to be with regards to work for a lot of us. Let's see what else. Look for a mentor or choose to mentor another. Honor the teacher, but don't give your power away. Listen to the experts, their wisdom with your experience. Listen to the experts, mix their wisdom with your experience, and make your own wise decisions. If you feel like someone is abusing their authority or undermining yours, set firm boundaries and hold them accountable. Study, cope, and grow up. Look pragmatically to the skeleton and teeth, either of your own body or in the metaphorical structure of your project. Can this endeavor stand up and take a bite out of life? Make sure your foundations are strong, the organizational structures are in place, and build from there. As you gain strength in mind, muscle, and bone, you become stiff. So remember to stretch your body and soul. Be careful not to cling to old conceptions of success or hold on to a brittle system that restricts potential and leaves people discouraged. The ancestors call you to wisdom and maturity, to know your gifts and limitations. This process may be an initiation or a test that empowers you. Let's see what dignified. Or no, we'll go to the 10th house. The 10th house, authority. If your chart were a village map, the 10th house would hold the courthouse and government seat, the public face of your work. Here is the arena for your most public self, your relationship to authority figures, and your role as a leader. You are being asked to step up and take on the next level of personal authority. It's hard to build something without a clear blueprint, so look at your definition of a strong leader and decide whether you need to amend it. Remember how you felt as a kid about your parents, the school principal, priests, police, and teachers, and observe whether they used their responsibilities wisely and encouraged you to develop yours, or whether you needed to rebel to be safe. Notice your relationship to the concept of divine authority and investigate if it was something to be feared, ignored, or expanded. Did it offer you safety and refuge? I kind of want to touch a little bit on something that I started watching on here like last week. My favorite tarot reader on here, Queen Cup, she has a video, one of her more recent readings, talking about our relationship to our inner leader. And it hit me because I'm in this space right now where I'm doing a lot more praying to the Creator, to God, than I am really talking with my ancestors at this point in time. And I'm a root worker too. So I've done, spell work to get certain things. And then I did spell work to get a job, a better paying job, so that I could move out of my roommate situation. And that job ended up helping me to achieve that. But then it was very toxic and draining. And it was destroying my health and my body and the relationships that I formed there. Some of them were not very healthy for me and, my sobriety and things like that. And then the apartment that I moved to, you know, had mice. I was stalked there, it had a lot of problems. Um, and it just feels like the decisions that I have made and the things that I have said that I wanted, I feel like I'm almost afraid to want anything. And I'm almost afraid to make that blueprint and set an intention because I don't feel like I can trust myself anymore because I made decisions that have landed me in really, really challenging and tough situations and spaces in life. And I think that if you're like me, there's room for growth in that area. Because the fact of the matter is, yeah, we make mistakes, but that shouldn't stop us from, wanting things or setting goals or moving forward or dreaming in life. Um, Ultimately, my mistakes led me to where I am now, which is a place, an apartment that I really love. Um, it led me out of the kind of work that I was doing before, which was very draining and physically harmful. um, and, I kind of have my mistakes led me to challenging places, but I learned a lot. And now I'm in a space where I have kind of like a blank canvas, so to speak, to start over and build something um, based on my heart's desire and not the need for money. Oh, I got to move out of this place, so I got to get this job. And, you know, um, so I think that our journey into evolving and enhancing our own sense of personal authority is going to be a theme as we navigate after this 11/11 portal. Um, and I think that this is about learning to trust ourselves again and building. If you're like me and you've gone after things that weren't necessarily authentic to you and it blew up in your face, and now you're like, well, what do I really even want? Is it okay for me to want that? How do I know if it's the right thing? Really the only thing you can do is fuck around and find out, and just commit to yourself to make the best decisions that you can along the way. Let's see what else. These patterns affect both how you react to outside authority and what you expect from yourself as a parent, professional, or leader. Sort between the traits that worked and those not worth emulating. Deconstruct assumptions about authority that no longer serve you. I think my perception of authority is my own personal authority is like, I don't really have any. Like, I grew up in a pretty controlled environment where I wasn't trusted and a whole bunch of shit. And then I get out here and make all these mistakes and, trying to exercise personal authority and trying to create a life for myself and have a sense of independence. And it all blew up in my face. So I think that that's something that I have to work through personally. Authority is no longer what other people carry, it's what you are developing within. Take responsibility for healing old wounds around empowerment and create new blueprints. If needed, tell off someone who abused their authority, either in person, in therapy, in a letter you burn or in a letter you burn and release. Get the training and certification you need. Create a mental collage of good role models and people who lead in a way that empowers you. I think that this is kind of about what kind of life do you want to lead, and how do you want to lead your how do you want to lead that life, and how do you want to lead yourself? How do you want to govern over yourself? And speaking of governing over ourselves, let's talk a little tiny bit about the election, because obviously we see President-elect Donald Trump is in office. And I'm not going to get too political, because I'm not going to lie, I'm very uninvested in politics because it's very just toxic and draining for me. However, we see that there will possibly be a rollout of a ban on, some certain women's rights issues. And I've been seeing a lot of the discourse on the internet, Instagram, Facebook, all of that. Women are talking about, joining the 4B movement. And, I choose to see this as an opportunity for me to, because I'm already 7 months celibate, but I see this as an opportunity for me to really just lock it down, because we may not have the same freedoms and choices available to us in a short time. So, this is about governing over ourselves. What areas in life do you feel that you need more discipline? What areas in life do you feel that you need to take more accountability and personal authority and responsibility for? Okay. I see the card dignified here. How can you make, this is about, a planet or being in good condition in your chart, but the words are kind of speaking to me in the sense of how can you make more dignified decisions that support your sense of personal authority? Okay. Gift. Wherever you are in your evolution, it's time to take the next step up the mountain of leadership, empowerment, and accomplishment. So I also do want to share, maybe, do I want to share that? I don't know if I want to share that. But whatever you feel that you need to do to empower yourself at this time, do it. Pray about it. Pray for the support. Pray for the resources. Get that degree. Go back to school. Get that certification. Start that business. File them custody papers. Have that conversation. Go after whatever it is that you want to build. I'm getting the sense too that somebody has their eye on somebody, possibly, and in a romantic sense, and you want to move forward, you want to move toward that, and you want to move forward with that person, do it. Trust yourself. Okay? Because if we don't trust ourselves and take these necessary steps to build the life that we want to build, then we're just going to be looking back with a bunch of what ifs and regret. And who wants that, right? I need a tissue. Excuse me 1 second. Give me a minute, you guys. I'll be right back. Okay. So the North Node, destiny, future. Your North Node is a mathematical point in your chart that is connected to the moon, and it rules over your destiny and your becoming in life and your future. So, okay. So Spirit says that the 10th house card that's coming out here, authority, and the North Node, which is our destiny, we have to take accountability and step into our own sense of personal authority. So because this is part of the plot. This is part of the plot. This is part of our destiny. The whatever it is that we want to move towards in life, if we have enough courage and gusto to just go for it, then this is, it's meant for you. It's meant for you. Some of us are afraid to go after what it is that we truly want. But what you truly want and what your heart's true desire is meant for you. Okay, so all of this, like, well, what if, all of this doubt and the what ifs and the anxiety and stuff, it's not really serving us. So it's time to come up off of that now. Kind of want to look at dignified first. We're at 35 minutes. Dignified, strength. Okay, a planet is at its strongest when it is essentially or accidentally dignified in a sign or placement that aligns with its nature and adds strength. That aligns with its nature and adds strength. How can you make more dignified decisions? By using your personal authority and engaging with things and places that align with your nature and add strength. For example, Mars is the most Mars-like when in Scorpio or Aries, the two signs it rules, or in Capricorn, which is a strong sign of leadership. A dignified planet, a dignified planet is like the soccer player who happens to be out in front and free in the exact right place to receive a pass. Action. Your voice matters. Trust that you are what is needed here at this moment. You are in your element and at the right place at the right time, so you have an advantage. But it's all up to you to make a choice and run with the ball. Dodge obstacles and look for the opportunities just beginning to emerge. Have faith in yourself. You have what it takes even if you don't know it yet. God, this makes me fucking emotional. It is up to you to tap into your potential and find the resources within. Play to your strengths. Use your contacts. Sing the song that best fits your voice. Do so with humble respect for the process. The situation is strong enough for you to fulfill your potential without stepping on another person to get ahead. The wind is with you, but will not do the work for you. Take the lead and do your work and bring your team along with you. It may be tempting to take over. This is a challenge. Yes, it's time for you to shine, but bring everyone along with you rather than dominate them, or you may get left high and dry once the game is over. Gift. For weeks, months, or lifetimes, you have prepared for this moment. The muscles you've built in your body and soul and the understanding you've accrued are needed here at this time and place. So Spirit is giving us an encouragement here. This is actually kind of emotional for me because I've been in a place where I've had all this time off from work to rest and heal and recover from surgery. And I'm like, you know, I get these little creative spurts of energy. And I started, an old friend of mine has started to encourage me to write music. And like, I'll hit him up sometimes and I'm just like, I'm shy. I'm shy. And I'm nervous and I don't want to put myself out there like that. And I don't want to share what it is that I've written because I'm afraid that it sounds silly or stupid. And I'm afraid that, I'm losing my technique because I'm a classically trained singer, but I haven't had any training in over 10 years. And I don't really sing very much anymore. And I'm noticing like, I don't project my voice like I used to. But I have like all of these doubts, they're not serving me, and I encourage you to look at your situation under the same, kind of lens and just, do some reflecting and and examine that. Examine where those doubts are coming from, and are they helping you move forward and build? Are they helping you move forward? Are you using your sense of personal authority, or are you hiding behind fear? Are you hiding behind another player? You know, also when the book was talking about, the wind is supporting you, but it's not going to do the work for you. I kind of got like the vision of a bird flying, like obviously the wind supports them with their wings, but they're the ones who make the motion. They're the ones who are doing the work. So that's something to consider too. And I think with Taurus and Scorpio here as well, Taurus and Scorpio are opposite signs. So Taurus rules over, I'm going to talk about it in the sense of your comfort zone, things that are familiar and stable to you. But what is familiar and stable to you might not always be what your authentic self truly, truly values. So what's familiar and stable to me is working a kitchen job that I hate and being exhausted and being in pain all the time. What I value is spirituality, creativity, music, art, helping people, community, women, the Black community, and our issues. And Scorpio is about transformation, which is really uncomfortable. It's death. It is allowing yourself to surrender, to become the phoenix, to rise from the ashes, to allow a version of you to pass away so that another version of you can be born. And with the 10th house, dignified, the 10th house card, your 10th house, we have dignified, we have personal authority, taking accountability for your life, taking control over your life and over yourself, and exercising your sense of personal authority. Dignified, we are in we're in a good position. We're in a great place. If we can build some momentum with, build a sense of consistency and build a sense of momentum with whatever it is, whatever kind of life that we want to create, if we can commit something to that every day, then it will activate our destiny, because we're in a great place for this right now. Spirit is saying trust yourself, trust. Don't just think about, well, what if it sounds stupid, or what if I look dumb? What if it's actually really, really amazing and it really helps somebody? Okay. North Node, your future, your destiny. What the true desires of your heart are part of your destiny. God wants to give us the desires of our heart. God wants to give us the desires of our heart. And think about it. Not everything that's comfortable and stable and familiar to you is what is best for you. Because a lot of times we've been nurtured to believe certain things, to believe that only certain things are possible. A lot of us have like limiting beliefs that we need to unpack, and we have to get comfortable being a little bit uncomfortable. But the discomfort is, in a sense, like I said, for some of us, this is going to unfold in many different ways. So some of us are going to be getting pulled out of a situation and forced to take accountability and make more dignified decisions that will point us into the that will help us pivot into our destiny, or move towards our destiny, and away from what is comfortable, stable, and familiar, and into a place of what making decisions and building a life based off of what our highest self and what our authentic self truly values, and allowing for that transformation to take place. Do I need to say more? I think we just need to trust. I think we just need to trust. And that's kind of beautiful. It's very beautiful and very encouraging. So whatever you're pursuing, whatever you want to start in this season, we're 1 1 1 1, like it's all ones. So it's it is a new beginning, a new cycle. We're also entering into Pluto and Aquarius, which is going to bring a new, nothing is going to be the same for you, for any of us after Pluto and Aquarius. So a lot of the lessons that have been on repeat, we're either going to be dealing with some permanent consequences or some permanent blessings or both. But we're going to be dealing with a different set of challenges. And with Pluto and Aquarius, it is about being transformed it's a collective transformation in how the world shows up and how we all show up in the world. Aquarius is about the community that we build and enter into, not based off of proximity, like or convenience, like work or school or whatever, but it is, or I won't say work or school, because when you're doing work that aligns, you can build community in that aligns with your authentic self. But it's about, Pluto and Aquarius is about the relationships and community that we build when we allow for ourselves to transform and be our weird, quirky selves, and to be our truly authentic self and show up in public spaces in that way. So if you're tired of playing small and doing things that are unfulfilling to you, be yourself and shine, and don't be afraid to shine, because you're in the right spot. You're in the right place at the right time. You're exactly where you need to be, and just do what you love. Do what you love, and something will catch on. Something will catch on. Like I'm seeing like a candle kind of tipping over and lighting another candle and tipping over and lighting another candle. Word will get out. People will know who you are. The right people who need to hear your music or read your work or donate to your cause or support you or love you or whatever, they will find you. But they're not going to find you if you're not doing it. So I also want to say I'm not a numerology girly either, because my math don't really be mathing all like that. But I do know that 1 + 1 + 1 + 1, yeah, is 4. And 4 is the number of foundation and structure. And so we are being asked to, whenever we see 1 also, we see the 1 in the tarot, and it's the Magician card, the card of manifestation. So we're being asked to just do whatever it is that is calling to your heart, and kind of start doing the little things to step into the life and embody the life and call the life to you that you desire for yourself. You are worth it, you deserve it, and you can do it. I love you. And I am really excited to see what this portal brings into each of our lives. And I'm really excited to be walking through this with you guys. So we're going to wrap there. I don't really like to do over an hour readings because they're hard to upload from my phone. So yeah, that's all there is for today. Happy 11/11 portal. I love you, and do your thing, girl, boy, them, they, them, everybody do your thing. Everybody do your thing. Okay,